Do you feel that? This thrill you don't understand, as if something immense is brewing, but you don't know what. You've gone through silences, unanswered prayers, nights filled with doubt, and yet something keeps you from letting go. Because deep down, you feel it. Heaven hasn't forgotten your name. Something is happening that your eyes can't yet see. What if I told you that your miracle is already in motion, that what you're waiting for has just left heaven? Don't move. Stay until the end. Because what you're about to hear could well be the sign you've been waiting for. You feel it, don't you? This breath that crosses your being, this sensation that something immense is brewing, but that your eyes cannot yet grasp. It's a shiver, a whisper in your heart, this slight tremor that reminds you that you are never alone. Even in your silences, even in these nights when you feel lost, forgotten and abandoned, there is a presence watching. A presence that knows every sigh you don't even dare to utter out loud. You have prayed, you have asked, sometimes to the point of exhaustion. Your hands raised to the sky have known fatigue. Your eyes have shed tears that no one has seen. And yet, there is this weariness, this feeling that perhaps nothing will change. Yet, something is moving silently, in the invisible. In this world that your senses cannot touch, the cogs of your destiny are set in motion. The signs are there, but you must learn to look beyond the surface. Look at your past and remember every trial you've endured, every failure, every humiliation, every night your heart was heavy with loneliness. None of this was by chance. Every difficulty carried a message, a lesson, an invisible preparation for the miracle that is being woven around you today. The doors you thought had been closed for years are quietly beginning to creak, ready to open. You don't see it yet, but they are opening for you, one by one, at the exact moment God has chosen. Imagine for a moment the invisible world. Angels work tirelessly for those who place their trust in the Most High. Your prayers, even those you've never properly uttered, are recorded. Your desires, your regrets, your fears. Everything is taken into account. And everything that seems silent on the outside is actually vibrant with movement. Sometimes, the miracle begins in that silence, in this apparent void where you believed no light existed. But this void is actually the secret home where your miracle is maturing. Perhaps you wonder why heaven seems silent. Why, after all those nights of distress, the answers didn't come immediately. The truth, which few understand, is that God never acts without wisdom. He never rushes the miracle. Sometimes, He waits until your heart, your mind, and even your soul are ready to receive what is intended for you. Every wait, every delay, every hesitation you experienced were not signs of forgetfulness, but signs of preparation. Your soul is being purified. Your intentions are being aligned, and every step you've taken, even those you regret, has brought you closer to this moment. And now you feel it. This expectation, this weight on your chest, this tension in your heart. It's not a punishment. It's a sign that something greater is imminent, like an invisible rain beginning to fall upon you, even though you can't yet touch it. The blessings you thought you'd lost, the opportunities you thought were gone, the dreams you thought shattered. Everything is being reassembled in perfect harmony, orchestrated by the one who sees all, knows all, and never lets anything go to waste. Look at the moments when you thought you'd fail. Look at those moments when you thought your prayers would never be heard. These are exactly the moments that set the stage for the miracle. For a miracle is never a single event. It is the result of silent preparation, a journey the soul travels with patience, humility, and faith. And that is exactly where you find yourself. On the threshold of that invisible moment God has prepared especially for you. You may wonder if you are worthy, if you have prayed enough, cried enough, persevered enough, but the truth you must hear today is that God sees your heart first. Your mistakes, your hesitations, your moments of doubt, none of this diminishes the power of what awaits you. For the miracle God has in store is not for the perfect, but for those who continue to reach out to Him, even when they are broken. So listen carefully to that inner whisper. Feel it in every beat of your heart. It's not the wind. It's not your imagination. It's the silent manifestation of what heaven is preparing for you. Doors are opening, obstacles are disappearing, and the invisible begins to translate into the tangible world. And you, who have waited so long, who have hoped so much, are on the brink of something so powerful that your soul recognizes it even before your eyes see it. Imagine a calm sky after months of storms. The wind has calmed, but you can still feel the damp coolness on your skin, like a reminder that something great has happened, and that the world you see is no longer exactly the same. The clouds, heavy and laden with rain, move slowly, almost reverently, letting through a golden light that illuminates every detail around you. And you stand there, motionless, unable to look away. This light, it's not ordinary. It's soft, enveloping, as if the sky itself had decided to descend and touch your soul. That's how destiny manifests itself, you know. Never in a hurry, never with noise or fanfare. It arrives at the exact moment your heart is ready to receive it. How many times have you thought it was all over? How many nights have you cried, wondering why your prayers seem to hang in the air, unanswered? But even in that silence, even in those moments when you thought God had forgotten you, preparations were being made. Angels, invisible to your eyes, were receiving precise instructions. A decree was released, and your name is written on it. It was no accident. It was no coincidence. Every loss you've experienced, every disappointment, every failure was a part of this invisible puzzle. Your pain wasn't punishment. It was preparation, a way for your soul to become more receptive to the miracle heaven was about to send. And now, in this very moment, you can feel the invisible, a subtle vibration in your heart, as if every fiber of your being knew something was about to change. Look around you. Maybe you're sitting alone in your room. Maybe you're walking down an empty street. Or maybe you're watching night fall over a familiar landscape. But the world you see is only part of reality. Above you, a plan unfolds. The golden clouds are like silent messengers, carrying with them the promise of what is to come. And you are about to understand that what you thought was an end was actually the prelude to an opening you never imagined. Imagine for a moment that every trial you have ever faced was a note in a divine melody. The melody seemed chaotic, discordant, impossible to understand. And yet, every note, every silence, every pause was part of a perfect symphony. Today, you finally hear the first notes of the harmony that will transform your life. What you lost returns in a form you never envisioned. What you thought was over is reborn with a new light. And then there is that strange feeling, the gentle but insistent certainty that you are not alone. Even if everything around you seems still, even if the outside world hasn't changed one iota, the entire universe is moving in your favor. The invisible forces you cannot see but can feel in your heart are aligning for you. Every delay you endured wasn't a punishment. It was perfect coordination, meticulous preparation for the miracle to be complete, lasting, and perfectly suited to your soul. Do you feel that shiver running down your spine? It's no accident. Your heart already knows something is happening. The angels, however, continue their silent task. orchestrating every detail with a precision the human mind cannot comprehend. And even if you can't see it yet, everything is falling into place. The right encounters, the opportunities you didn't see coming, the decisions that will seem natural. It's all part of the divine plan intended for you. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine that every golden ray that pierces the clouds is a blessing. That every breath of wind is a reminder that you are alive for a reason. That every silence you have passed through was not empty, but filled with invisible preparation. Your miracle is already in motion. It's unfolding slowly, exactly as it should. And you, despite your doubts and fears, are ready to receive it. Perhaps you're asking yourself, how can I be sure? How do I know this is real? The answer is simple but difficult to grasp with your eyes. You know it in your heart. Because what you feel now doesn't come from your mind, your imagination, or luck. It comes from heaven itself. It is the presence of the all-seeing one, the one who is never wrong, whispering to you through the clouds, through the light, through that thrill in your soul. Prepare yourself, for what you're waiting for is coming. Do you remember that precise moment, that night when you simply whispered to the sky, "I can't take it anymore"? Perhaps no one was there to hear you. Perhaps your tears seemed invisible, and your heart felt heavier than ever. And yet, someone heard you. More than that, someone felt that weight you thought unbearable. Allah heard. Yes, even those whispers you thought were lost in silence have traveled further than you can imagine. Every tear you shed was weighed with a precision only heaven can understand. Every sigh, every stifled cry in your chest, every moment you thought you could take no more. All of it was recorded in an invisible register, and nothing has been forgotten. Your fatigue is not a failure. Your pain is not something forgotten. Your loneliness is not a punishment. Everything you feel right now is a preparation, a subtle passage leading you to a moment you never dared to imagine. Sometimes the miracle doesn't strike when you expect it. Sometimes it slips into life just after your heart has said, "I can't take it anymore." That's exactly when mercy descends. Think of all those moments when you bowed under the weight of difficulties. Those moments when you thought the sky was silent, that the world had forgotten you, that your prayers had fallen into an infinite void. And yet, everything was being prepared. Every pain, every expectation, every fall, everything was part of a plan your human eyes cannot yet comprehend. Every difficulty was a seed. And now, even if you can't see it yet, those seeds have sprouted, and the flowers are ready to bloom. Imagine your heart as a long locked chest, the scars, the regrets, the failures, the losses, everything that seemed too heavy to bear. This chest contains your treasure, and the trials you've endured were the invisible key that prepared the way to open it. And the key is there, right in front of you. What you considered the end was actually just a threshold you're about to cross. You know, there's something fascinating about the silence of despair. When your soul is at the end of its rope, when your body is exhausted, when your spirit struggles in the dark, that's exactly when God intervenes. Heaven doesn't always act with a flourish. Sometimes it acts in the whisper you feel deep within you. That whisper is louder than any scream. It tells you that the weariness you've carried for so long was not in vain. That the pain, even if it seems endless, has a specific purpose. To prepare you to receive the good you never thought possible. Remember all those moments when you felt your heart break. Every betrayal, every loss, every failure. Think of these moments as closed doors. And every time you thought they would never open, They were simply preparing to reveal a bigger, brighter path. And now that path unfolds before you, invisible perhaps to your eyes, but tangible to your soul. Your fatigue is a message. Your pain is a letter. Your silence is a prayer. All of it has traveled heavenward, and each element has been met with care. The miracle you've been waiting for, the one you may have prayed for years, the one you thought impossible, it's on its way. And often, it arrives just when you thought it was all over. Because the perfection of the miracle depends on your preparation, and preparation is never visible to the naked eye. Now imagine that every sigh you let out, every tear you silently shed, every moment you said, "I can't take it anymore." All of it was a conversation with heaven, a conversation you thought was pointless, but it never was. It opened the way for an outpouring of blessings you couldn't yet imagine. The heaviness you carry today will be transformed into light. The weight of your trials will become the force that propels you toward what is meant for you. And then, in that very moment when you feel broken, when you think your energy has vanished, listen carefully. Because the miracle you've been waiting for may well knock on your door right after that sigh. Right after you say, one last time, that you can't take it anymore. Your trial reaches its peak. And that's exactly when the light descends. Your heart is about to understand what your mind has refused to accept for months, for years. That the fatigue, the pain, and the silence were not ends, but passages. That the pain was not an obstacle, but a bridge to what God has planned for you. And even if you don't yet see the results, even if everything around you seems motionless, the invisible forces are at work. What if, just for a moment, you looked at your life from a different perspective? What if this blockage you felt for months, maybe years, wasn't a punishment, but a sign? What if this slowness, this waiting that seems unbearable, was actually a silent message from heaven, preparing you for something greater than you could ever imagine? Do you remember all those doors that closed before you? All those opportunities you thought were lost forever? What if these closures weren't a rejection, but a protection? What if the delay you're experiencing, this disappointment that hollowed out your heart, this loss that made you doubt yourself, weren't against you, but for you? That every trial, every detour, every failure was part of a greater plan, orchestrated with a precision that only heaven can know. You may be asking yourself, why me? Why do I have to wait so long? Why do my prayers seem to hang in the air? And the answer isn't always immediate, isn't always obvious to the human mind. But if you listen closely, if you listen with your heart, heaven whispers, because you are chosen. Yes, chosen. Not perfect, not flawless, but chosen. Chosen to receive something many cannot yet understand. Chosen to navigate these moments of loneliness, weariness, and doubt, so that when the blessing arrives, it will be exactly what your soul deserves. Have you ever considered that what you are waiting for, isn't you waiting for Allah? What if, in reality, it is Allah who is waiting? Waiting for your heart, mind, and soul to be ready to receive what He has already written for you. Because blessings are never given to a heart that is not prepared to receive them. They cannot enter a mind cluttered by fear or doubt. And therein lies the wisdom of every delay, every wait you have endured. So ask yourself again, why these blockages? Why this silence that seems eternal? Perhaps because heaven is shaping your character, strengthening your patience, elevating your intention. Perhaps because every disappointment you experience pushes you to turn to the one who knows better than you what is good for you. Perhaps because your heart, which has been shaken by fear and pain, must be transformed to receive the greatness of the approaching miracle. And if you believe you are weak, that your strength has abandoned you, look deeper. Miracles never come to those who believe themselves ready. They come to those who, despite their fatigue, continue to stretch their hands toward heaven. To those who, despite their wounds, refuse to close their hearts to mercy. To those who, despite losses, remain hopeful that what is meant for them will eventually find its way. Yes, miracles happen to those who seem weak, but whose faith remains intact deep within. And now, listen again. Every question you've asked yourself, every "why me?" you've let float in silence, as an answer in the invisible world. Heaven doesn't always speak with words the ear can hear. It responds with subtle signs, with synchronicities, with those little confirmations you feel in your heart at unexpected moments. These signs are there, they are real, and they guide you, prepare you, tell you that what is coming is already underway. So why this delay? Why this disappointment? Because heaven's time is never human time. Because every moment you consider lost is actually a piece of the puzzle you cannot yet see. And this puzzle, when it is complete, will reveal a picture so perfect, so precise, that you will understand that every wait was worth it. Every tear, every sigh, every moment of doubt. Everything was necessary to prepare you for this moment. What if this approaching miracle were greater than anything you dared to ask for? What if what you thought were obstacles were actually stepping stones to what is destined for you? What if, instead of running away from your pain, you accepted it as a message from Allah, preparing yourself to receive a good beyond your imagination? Now, ask yourself this last question. Are you ready? Are you ready to receive what heaven has prepared for you? Because the plan is already in motion. The miracle you await is already written. And even if you can't see it yet, even if the world around you seems still, everything is moving for you in the invisible realm. You don't chase the miracle. You don't call for it. It is there, on its way to you. And heaven is just waiting for your heart to be ready to receive it fully. Look with the eyes of the heart, not only with those who see the outside world, but with those who see the invisible. For what you await is not found in what you can touch or measure. It is already there, just beneath the surface of what you perceive. The heavens have spoken, and its decrees descend like a gentle rain, invisible to the naked eye, but perceptible to the soul that knows how to listen. This rain does not need your approval. It does not strike with a crash. It does not shout its presence. It falls patiently, meticulously, on those who have held firm, those who have prayed in silence, who have persisted despite the pain, despite the anguish, despite the fear of seeing their efforts remain unanswered. And you who have endured endless nights where doubt seemed to engulf you, this rain has already found its way to your heart. Perhaps you see only the desert around you. The days seem dry without promise, and each horizon appears identical to the previous one. But beneath this arid surface, beneath this seemingly barren earth, a seed awaits its moment. A seed you cannot yet see, but which was placed by the Most High precisely where it was meant to be. Every trial you have endured, every silence you have endured, every tear you have shed, all of this was the necessary soil for this seed to take root and begin to grow. Imagine the patience of nature. Even in total darkness, even in heat or drought, the seed knows. It knows that the time of heaven will come. It knows that water and light will arrive at the exact moment. Your soul functions the same way. It has endured seasons of drought, winds that seem to want to sweep everything away, and yet the divine promise is preparing in secret. The first signs of your miracle are already beginning to bloom beneath this invisible earth. Can you feel this subtle vibration in your heart? Like a gentle breath saying, soon you will see, soon. The first shoot breaks through the earth, fragile but resolute. It breaks through the dryness of your impatience, the harshness of obstacles, the headwinds of your fears and doubts. And this small miracle, it is only the beginning. For heaven is never satisfied with half measures. What is happening is perfect, whole, orchestrated with a precision that only He who sees all can accomplish. Look even deeper. Every drop of this invisible rain carries a message: patience, perseverance, trust. It falls on those who never gave up, on those who held their faith, even in moments when they could no longer believe. And you, who have kept your heart open despite the wounds, are exactly the one upon whom this blessing is pouring. Even if you don't yet see it in the tangible world, it is there, ready to manifest. Do you remember those times when you thought it was all over? Those moments when you thought the light would never return? The sky whispers to you now that this was only a necessary passage. That darkness always ends. That the dry, cracked earth beneath your feet is exactly there for the sprout of your miracle to grow strong and solid. The desert you see is temporary. The invisible rain is permanent. It works in secret, preparing for the moment when your heart will finally recognize the truth that everything you've waited for is already underway. And now imagine the strength of that first sprout. It doesn't just rise. It defies gravity. It defies silence. It defies the doubts you've carried for so long. It penetrates every layer of earth, every buried fear, every blockage you thought insurmountable. Because God's miracle knows no bounds. It seeps into the cracks. It finds invisible paths. It manifests itself where you never thought you'd see it. And you, a silent witness, will soon feel this change. Recognize it in your heart before your eyes can even perceive it. Heaven has already spoken. The moment is upon us. Heaven has just released it. And even if you feel weak, even if you doubt yourself, even if everything around you seems motionless, know that the breath of divine mercy is transforming your desert into a garden. Every breath, every ray of light, every invisible vibration is working for you, so that you may see the miracle arrive in its fullness. So, remain attentive. Observe with the eyes of your heart. Feel the invisible rain falling gently on your soul, nourishing the seed of this miracle. Feel that first shoot emerging, breaking through the drought, defying darkness and fear. And understand that what you see around you is only a fraction of what is to come. The visible manifestation will come, but before that, your soul must perceive the silent transformation taking place within you. So raise your head. Yes, now, breathe deeply and feel that breath flowing through your soul. That breath isn't just air. It's a reminder that you've never been alone. That every step you've taken, every trial you've endured, every night you've silently wept, all of it has been recorded by the one who sees all. And there is one truth you must understand today. It's not over. What you've been waiting for, that miracle you've been begging for so long, isn't something distant or unattainable. It's about to manifest. Perhaps you believed the delay was a rejection, that every closed door, every silence from heaven, every apparent no meant you weren't worthy. But think again. That delay isn't a rejection. The delay isn't forgetting. It was a protection for you and for your heart, so that you may arrive at that precise moment, strong, pure, ready to receive exactly what heaven has prepared for you. For a miracle can never strike an unprepared heart. It must find a space ready to welcome it, a heart open despite the fatigue, despite the fear, despite the pain. And today, That moment is approaching. Yes, you can feel it in every fiber of your being. Perhaps in the form of a subtle excitement, a shiver in your chest, a silent intuition that whispers, "This is for you." Soon. What you seek is not somewhere far away. What you desire is not suspended by chance in the invisible. It is already written in your name. It has always been. Between the patience you have cultivated and the faith you have maintained despite everything, the plan has been sealed. Look at everything you have endured, the failures, the hurts, the losses, the silences, and the nights when your heart cried out for abandonment. Every moment has not been in vain. Every tear, every sigh, every instant when you thought you could take no more. All of it has paved the way for this precise moment. Everything you have been through has worked in secret, transforming your soul, strengthening your spirit, and purifying your heart to receive what God has prepared for you. So raise your head. Feel this strength flowing within you. It does not come from you. It comes from the one who knows everything. The one who never makes a mistake. The one who never lets his servants down. There is an invisible energy moving toward you. A divine breath bringing your miracle closer. And you can already begin to feel it in the beating of your heart, in the intuition that warns you, get ready, it's coming. Perhaps you are asking yourself, how do I know if this is true? How can I be certain that this miracle will happen? Certainty is not in what your eyes can see. Certainty lies in the calm of your heart after all the storms, in the persistence of your faith despite nights of despair, in your soul's ability to continue believing even when the world seems to turn its back on you. If your heart is ready to receive, then the miracle is already on its way. It cannot be stopped, it cannot be delayed, it cannot be undone. And now imagine, heaven has already begun to work for you. Doors that seemed closed will open. Opportunities that seemed lost will return in ways you never imagined. Blessings, previously invisible, will manifest in your life with a precision and beauty you cannot yet imagine. The miracle will not be partial. It will not be timid. It will be complete, perfect, and exactly what your heart needed all along. So lift your head. Don't lower your eyes, because everything around you has been working toward this moment. The patience you have cultivated, the faith you have maintained, even your mistakes, your doubts, your moments of weakness. Everything has been transformed into strength. And heaven is preparing to show you that what you thought impossible is actually already written in the invisible records, just waiting for the exact moment to descend into your life. Don't say soon like an empty word. Feel it as a thrill in your heart, as a living promise, as a silent certainty that what you're waiting for is on its way. And it's not tomorrow. It's not some vague day in the future. The miracle is near, so close that your soul can already perceive it. You can already feel the transformation in the air around you, the vibration in your being whispering to you. Prepare yourself. This is for you. So raise your head, breathe it deeply. Feel the invisible power surrounding you. Feel the energy lifting you up and preparing your heart to receive what heaven has released for you. It's not an empty promise. It's not an impossible dream. It's the invisible reality working for you, and it's imminent. What you've been waiting for is coming. A miracle. Not tomorrow, not one day, but soon. You didn't hear this message by accident. Somewhere, your soul guided you here because it knows. It knows something is about to change. So breathe, trust. What you're looking for is already on its way to you. But before it arrives, share this message. Not just for me, but so that someone else can also hear this reminder before their miracle happens. Subscribe. Let this reminder vibrate in your heart. And above all, stay ready, because heaven has just released it.